What is up guys, my name is Chase, and new video games are disgusting. I only want old stuff. Nice. Remastered video games are just one of my top 3 ways to waste money. Usually these games allow developers to introduce their game to a new audience. And there's nobody else who likes to do that more than the big N. 2020 was a terrible year. A global pandemic affected people around the world. But nobody cared about that because it was the 35th anniversary of everyone's favorite plumber. In September 2020, Nintendo uploaded a special Mario-themed Nintendo Direct. They made a handful of announcements that were celebrating the 35th anniversary of Mario. As someone who lives and breathes Mario, this was a pretty exciting Direct. We got to see a cute little reimagining of the Game & Watch with the original Super Mario Bros. We had Super Mario 3D World brought over to the Switch, hecking real-life Mario Karts, but nothing gave me more goosebumps than hearing one of the most recognizable sounds in video game history.
It's me, Mario!
Similar to the original Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo, Super Mario 3D All-Stars would include 3 classic Mario titles, this time focusing on games that had that one extra dimension. The game would include Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. What the heck is this? It was pretty exciting getting these classic Mario games on the Switch. And luckily we didn't have to wait long because just a few weeks after the Super Mario Bros. Direct, Super Mario 3D All-Stars was released on September 18th, 2020. Now since we're going to be covering 3 games in one, I'm going to try to move as quickly as I can through all of these games. Let's start off with this ancient thing. Where's the disc? Super Mario 64 was released on the Nintendo 64 on September 29th, 1996. It was basically the world's big introduction to 3D games after only having 2 dimensions. I know that Super Mario 64 has a soft spot in many gamers' hearts. Personally, I am a baby, so I didn't really have the chance to grow up with Super Mario 64. I literally remember playing with Mario's face on the title screen and thinking that this was the whole game. Money well spent. So let me just get all of my zoomer complaining out of the way real quick. Camera can be really frustrating. Mario can sometimes feel stiff to control. Okay, now let's actually talk about this particular version of Mario 64. One thing I really like about this version is that it's the Rumble edition of Mario 64. I've heard that this version takes out a lot of the bugs that speedrunners use to speedrun the game, but not for me. The only speedrunning I'm doing is to the toilet. So having that additional immersive element of Rumble in this game is actually really nice. And it honestly just put into perspective for me just how much video games have advanced that this game didn't even have Rumble when it was first released. As for controls, I mean putting this thing into this thing would seem kind of difficult, but I think it works pretty well all things considered. Using the right analog stick in place of the C buttons can be kinda weird. With the C buttons you get 4 ways of movement, whereas the analog stick you obviously have a full 360-degree motion. It's hard for me to describe, but I'm sure people who have played the game know what I'm talking about. Basically the camera controls of the original game don't really fit the button layout of modern controllers. But overall, I mean, this is a pretty faithful version of Super Mario 64. And funny gamer moment, Super Mario 3D All-Stars was actually the first time in my life that I finished Super Mario 64. So that's a plus of having this release on the Switch. Up next, the black sheep of the 3D Mario family, Super Mario Sunshine. From what I've seen online, people either really love this game or really hate this game. For me, how do you think I feel? No, I'm just kidding, I actually have some fond memories of Super Mario Sunshine. But it was just one of those games that I would put in the effort to try to finish, get mad at these gosh dang darn puzzle levels, and then never look this game in the eyes ever again. Now with Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I get to right all of my wrongs by actually finishing Super Mario Sunshine for the first time ever. Having not actually grown up in the era and just kind of looking back at it from a 22-year-old gamer perspective, Super Mario Sunshine does seem like a really weird and different pivot from what Super Mario 64 was. Obviously you get the addition of FLUDD, and the game is sort of more lighthearted, literally and figuratively. As for the actual remaster itself, it's Super Mario Sunshine again, but in widescreen. Similar to Super Mario 64, the controls do have quite some disadvantages since it is clearly not a GameCube controller. Since the GameCube controllers had fully analog triggers, they allowed you to half press the triggers for a different control in Sunshine. But now with the Pro Controller and the Joy-Con, they're not analog, so you have a different button layout for the whole game. Nintendo did remedy this by adding GameCube controller support via the USB GameCube adapter that was released with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But I mean honestly, as someone who had very little experience with Sunshine, I didn't really mind the new control layout in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Overall, I think plugging in the GameCube adapter will give you the definitive version of Super Mario Sunshine on the Switch. And finally, the youngest and most well-behaved child in the family, Super Mario Galaxy. Now this is where things actually become relevant to me. I believe Super Mario Galaxy was one of the first 3D Mario games I ever fully completed on my own, so I do have quite some nostalgia for this particular game. Super Mario 3D All-Stars introduces something that seemed impossible on the Wii version of Mario Galaxy: full button controls. Kinda. Now you can play Super Mario Galaxy completely using a Pro Controller or even with the Joy-Con in handheld mode. I personally chose to go with the Joy-Con on a TV because I wanted to simulate the experience of using the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. And this control setup works, I think. There's nothing quite like kicking your feet up, resting your arms by your side, and playing some good old-fashioned video games. However, something I noticed with this game and pretty much any games that use motion control on the Switch, the gyro sensor seems to be a bit wonky a lot more than I would have hoped. I find myself having to recalibrate the motion controls pretty frequently, but something about that infrared sensor bar on the Wii was just so hecking accurate. It doesn't completely ruin the experience at all, but it's just something a little annoying that you have to put up with. Overall though, I love me some Mario Galaxy, so this was awesome to replay. One final thing I want to touch on is just the overall graphics of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. With all of the reports and rumors, I think a lot of people, myself included, admittedly were expecting a larger graphical upgrade. Think Super Mario 64 to Super Mario 64 DS, or more recently the Crash Insane trilogy. And I mean, hey, I'll take what we can get. They did in fact subtly enhance the graphics for HD, and Super Mario Sunshine was made in widescreen for the first time ever, but especially looking at Super Mario 64, it's still a 4:3 aspect ratio, which I think is kinda weird. And while things do look sharper, especially the text, you're pretty much playing with the original polygons here. Overall, I think what Super Mario 3D All-Stars does best is introduce these classic games to people who may not have played them. Obviously, it's getting a lot more difficult for people to readily access retro games, let alone the systems that they need to play it. So having this option on a system that so many people already play is really nice to see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. If you guys want to see more of my video game reviews, make sure you check out some of the videos below. If you like this video, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell. For now, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!